Backstage with Bad Brad. And today I've got my co host here, the Line 6 HX Stadium XL. All right. Now, look, man, I've had literally a few hours with this. And that time today, I put together a demo video for the members section of my channel. It'll probably go out sometime this week for everybody else. And for people that don't know, if you become a member of this channel at any level, you get early access to all kinds of videos. But man, let's see who we've got here, dude. We got P-Funk. How do I remember a character from a TV show from 50 years ago? All right, Eric, how you doing, brother? So, man, happy Saturday, Dwayne. Glad to have you here. Shane Shrimp, glad to have you here, dude. We've got questions. If you have any questions about the new Stadium XL, and I do have a guitar plugged in here. Dave Strong is on the wrench. Let's everybody be cool out there and have a good time. Thank you. Paul says, sweet Helix vid. Peace, y'all. Glad to have you here. Just popped in. Vince, how you doing? Man, this thing is impressive, dude. I need, like, here's the thing. All the people that did demos of this, they've had this thing for a few weeks. They've had this thing for a while. I've literally been able to play this thing for all day. I was working with it, right? But mostly editing and shooting video. Had very quick where I would pull up the presets and play a little bit, and then I made one preset and I did a couple jam pieces on it. But man, I need to spend serious time with this thing to really get it down. Yeah, man, I've been working really hard. Thank you. Yes, the Van Halen shirt is epic. And yes, everybody hit the like button. Let's get it popping tonight. We're not just talking about the Line 6 Helix Stadium, but I'm here to talk about it if you want to. And of course, this is always an Ask Me Anything shirt. And our moderator, Dave, has that same shirt. So we're in good company, right? What made you choose that over the Fender Tone Master Pro? Mike, that's a great question. Here's the thing, man. If anybody knows on this channel, when I first started getting serious about doing this channel, I had sold my Kemper. I basically started putting together videos, and I was using a Line 6 Pod Express. And I was able to get killer tones out of that thing, dude. That thing, I can make a Line 6 Pod Express sound great. But the reason why I didn't choose the Tone Master Pro or the Quad Cortex or even the Fractal, I've owned a Fractal, I think it was an Axe 8. I owned it previously. I've owned the Kemper. I owned the Kemper little miniature Kemper. I've owned the Tone X. I still have the Tone X. I just don't use it. But what made me pick this over the Tone Master Pro is the basically reputation that Line 6 has with their products. They're always updating. They're always adding new features. This thing is shipped out, and there's other features that are on the way. Like, you're supposedly going to be able to capture amps and do different things. So the reason why I chose Line 6 is because they support their products. A lot of other companies say, oh yeah, we're going to put out new software and we're going to do this and we're going to do that. But the reality is Line 6 does this all the time. They keep up with their products. And here's the other thing. I'm getting in right at the start of this product. This will probably be something that they have around for 10 years. This will be at least probably the next 10 years that this thing will be getting updates and new features and all that. And I'm getting in, and here's the other reason I'm getting in, is content. This is the latest, hottest thing. And I know there's channels that have been doing HX videos for the last 2 or 3 years. Each day they'll go, oh, I created this patch, and they'll create a video. So my idea is, along with, look, I did a whole, about a month and a half of every video I did was synergy, right? And I plan on also incorporating the synergy into this, both in possibly capturing some of the amps for my own personal use, and then also using it in conjunction, using the effects and switching on this and being able to get the real amp tones. I don't think that modeling sounds as good as tube amps, but you can get some killer tones out of this. If I want, those tube tones, it's the synergy all day and all night long. But being able to have it all in one on this, that's the reason. So that was a lengthy answer, but I hope that helps you understand why I picked this unit. It comes down to reputation with Line 6. They get a product, they support it, they put out new software, new effects. There's already stuff on this that I wish that it had. I wish it had a Dumble or the Litigator. I know it's got the legacy stuff, but I want more Agora amp models. So let's see. So Bond says, I'm finding there's advantages and disadvantages with all these types of products. They're all tools and are useful but expensive. Curious about this product, definitely a Line 6 fan. Well, that's the thing, man. You can't buy it all, so you have to be very careful with what you buy. And I did not get this for free. This is something I purchased on my own. And Bo is saying $2,000 for an effects pedal. Dude, this is way more than an effects pedal. This has mic inputs. This has XLR outputs. This is a mixer. You can run your lights. It's going to have the ability to run tracks. It can do all kinds of stuff. So that's it. You could say it's an effects pedal. Yes, this was $2K, and I'm going to be paying for this for the for however long it takes me to pay for it. But the idea is that this will be something that will be content for the channel. Look, there's things I have on this channel, this Polar Go that I'm talking into. This stuff is all I'm working to pay for this stuff, and that's an investment. So this will be something that's going to be used a lot on the channel, and I'm going to continue to use the synergy stuff, and I'm going to but this is going to have, I'll be able to do so much content with this that it's going to pay for itself. It's just a matter of time. So yeah, that's the deal. Now let's get those thumbs up. We've got 61 people in here and only 17 thumbs up. Yes, Erickson says you can make a lot of videos with it, plus you enjoy it. I mean, that's the thing. The thing about this, and let me see. So there you have it. And what you're hearing this through the Black Star Polar Go. So I'm going to figure out a way. I have a feeling that I'll be able to stream with this. I just haven't had it long enough to try it out. I have a feeling I'll be able to run my microphone and my guitar into this, process it, and run it straight into my phone. But I got to figure that out. So yeah, look, considering this is. So here's the thing. Here's the thing about something like this. So I did on the channel, on the video, the demo video that I've done that's in the members section, I demoed some of the presets. But each preset has all these snapshots, which are different versions of each thing. So this preset here that I'm on now is Stadium Rock Rig, right? But if you go to number 1, it's rhythm. Right? If you go here, it's clean. You go here, it's crunch. You go here, it's lead. See, with some bread. So, you know, and then you've got, there's another rhythm, and then here's clean, wet. So you think of each preset as a whole rig. And imagine what you could do with this. I could do a preset and I could duplicate, say, Eric Johnson's rig, or I could duplicate Van Halen's rig, or I could duplicate Jimi Hendrix's rig, and put these patches together and have all the different variations of these rigs, and then have the snapshots to be able to switch between all the different sounds. So this is the most complex rig that I've ever had, but probably also the easiest to actually do because of the touch screen. And having this view, if you see this, you go, I'll show this right here, and probably a lot of you guys have seen the videos of this, but you see you've got the amp head on here, but you can kind of zigzag your way across the screen and select, here's tight, here's fresh and clean, here's lead, here's pure mule, and all the points in between turn all the knobs so that it's so that you've got these different tones to choose from. So I find that view like that, where you can change the parameters just by sliding your finger around, that is the most useful thing, because ultimately I'll just go, I just want a clean tone, and I'll see clean in the corner and I'll drag it to clean, and it'll go right to that, as opposed to, oh, I need a clean tone out of this plexi, I need to turn all the volumes down, I need to do all this. This does all of that by just sliding your finger around. And that's a huge thing, man, because, you know, dialing in all these parameters and stuff on there, it's a lot of option paralysis, and being able to just slide your finger and get it where you want it to be or close, and then just do some fine tuning on your own, that's a huge, huge thing. So where we at tonight? How is everybody doing? Glad to have you here. Do we have Mike H in the house? Okay, we've got 2 moderators tonight, so we're going to have a good time. Cracking open a little sparkling water and having a little fun on a Saturday night. It's episode 54. So we've gone past the year mark. We're now into the second year of doing this. And man, I just want to, it's that time of year, dude, where we're giving thanks. And I want to thank everybody that tunes in and let you guys know that tomorrow morning, I'm going to go ahead and put out the first episode, the interview with Pyro John. Pyro John is a wild dude, and he's ran Pyro for Rick James, Michael Jackson, Van Halen, Bobby Brown, all of these epic bands. So you don't want to miss that. That's going to air tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And thank you, Bond is saying, congrats. The channel, and it only gets better. Keep going, man. That's the goal, dude. We keep going. Yeah, Freddie, you may have seen this one. It's a great. Most of the Rockstar members get early access. In fact, all Rockstar members get early access to the interviews. But for everybody else, you eventually do get to see those interviews when I put them out. So that will be tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Pyro John, dude. The dude is so cool, man. Euro was saying Rick James was a guitarist. You know, in doing my interview with Tom McDermott, you know, I asked him about that. You know, could Rick, you know, play all these instruments? And he said, you know, Rick could pretty much play, you know, enough of anything to, you know, get the job done. So that's the deal, man. So we're here. We've got the HX Helix Stadium XL. And man, here's the other thing, man. I've got Moore sent me their little 15-watt smart amp, AI amp, or whatever it is. And they also sent me a modeling unit. Now, the holidays are next week. So I've got enough material put out. I'm going to try to have a new video for everybody each day. But we're going to do some surprise stuff next week. So the week after that, we'll have more new cool stuff. We'll get some different content. So let's see where we got double plexiglass. That's a plexi. I just pulled up. That's 1C. That's 1C, and that is a preset. And I just dialed it in. You're hearing it with the Black Star Polar Go. Tell you guys something funny. So last night, when I first got this, I pulled out I had my JTG here, and I was trying to dial in the plexitone, and and I couldn't get it. I couldn't get that tone that you're hearing there. I couldn't get it. And I couldn't figure out why. I was trying to get that clean edge of breakup plexitone, and I couldn't get it. And finally today, I come back in here and I start working with it again. And then I realized I had the boost on the JTG, which totally sends the signal into, it was too hot for what was the input for that. And as soon as I turn that off now, there's your plexitone. CC, glad to have you here. Yeah, dude, I was totally like, man, this thing sounds good, but I had no idea that the boost was engaged. I just couldn't get the tone, and I was like, man. And then when I realized what was wrong, that it was me. It was user error. I could live on that patch. So if I go to Stomp, Snapshot, you've got big lead. Okay, let's see what. So we got Pyro John, and I just announced Pyro John that tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the premiere of the first episode of Pyro John, the interview with Bad Brad. That is going to be tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Pyro John, if you happen to be awake tomorrow morning, please join us in the chat. It's going to be absolutely friggin' epic. Pyro John, dude. Look, Pyro John could literally blow up. He was just on the Kiss cruise landlocked, and dude, he killed it. He killed it so much that Gene and Paul started talking about him, like figuring out who is this guy and all that. And come to find out, Bill Graham was going to hire Pyro John to help open a comedy clubs, back in the day. But Pyro John ended up taking the different fork in the road and becoming a pyrotechnic engineer. And so, man, it's amazing because, look, dude, the Pyro John episode where I showed the inside of the book that he signed, and the Never Get Off the Bus, talking about that, dude, that just me talking about him signing the book, it like blew up. So, man, you got to tune in tomorrow morning for that. It is epic. And look, we got 75 people in here. Let's get those damn thumbs up. We've got the Line 6 HX Stadium XL, and we're here, and I'm just hitting switches. I'm hitting them switches. Let's see, we go here, turn that off. Let's go here, let's see what else we got. This Old Dono. Old Dono is a good one on here. Let's hold this down. Snapshot. Crunchy, more gain. Lots of gain. That is a lot of gain. Here is the Soldano clean. So somebody just said they're looking for their Guitar Center credit card. Here's the thing, man. If you want, there's also an affiliate link for Guitar Center on here. If you buy it, use that, or use the Sweetwater link in the description of this video. Can you elaborate how your guitar teacher said you'll never be a guitarist, and how did you approach guitar after that? That's a great question, Bob, and I'll tell you exactly how, man. So my first guitar teacher showed up with one of those Mel Bay books, right? And it was like, right? And it was Jingle Bells, right? And I saw Jingle Bells, and I figured out what the first note on the page was, and then I just played the melody, right? Well, the teachers looked at me and goes, "You're not reading." And I'm like, "Well, it's Jingle Bells. I don't need to read." So he made a big deal about me not reading it, but it was Jingle Bells. So he called my mom and said he'll never be able to play guitar. And my mom comes in and goes, he just called and said you'll never be able to play. What do you want to do? I said, well, I guess we got to find another guitar teacher. So yeah, bro, it's Jingle Bells, dude. I mean, I get that, he was trying to teach me the single note Mel Bay thing. And here's what happened. My next teacher handed me a piece of music, like you would look up a folk song and it would have the lyrics and the chord above it and then the chord diagram. So she handed me these sheets of paper with these things and so I'm just picking out the fingerings and then singing these songs because they were songs like Country Roads and stuff like that I'd heard on the radio in the 70s. And I just started, I was like, dude, within I don't know, maybe a couple of hours I was playing these songs. So then I realized I could just kind of teach myself how to play these songs because the chord diagrams. Eventually, I got a Elton John songbook, and it had for easy guitar, and it had like Benny and the Jets. Now, I didn't use that chord because it didn't have the record, but it was like. It would have all those chords. So I was playing all of those Elton John tunes and stuff by just following the fingerings, and playing along. And so I taught myself I could accompany myself. Once I could do that, then I got with guys like Jay Ergo, who started showing me Chuck Berry licks and pentatonic scales and stuff like that, major scales. And I was on my way. This is before tablature. This is before YouTube. This is just trying to find somebody locally that can put you on the right path. But buying those books, having those books with the chord little diagram, it wasn't tablature, it was like the diagram with the finger, you know, one or two, three, one, you know, with the fret marking and everything, and I could follow that. Oh, that's where I put my finger. Oh, I put my finger here, and that's an A minor chord. That's at the first chord of the song, you know, and just kind of figured it out that way. And then later on, getting together with guys like Jay Ergo and stuff, they would teach me, you know, pentatonic. I remember the first time I think Jay Ergo taught me the. I'm originally from Williamsburg, Logie Bear. That's my, you know. But I remember like him showing me that scale, and he says, "Now take a solo," and I'm like, I don't know what to do. So he's playing, and I'm like. You know, I didn't really fully get what I was supposed to do. I didn't realize that I was just supposed to play. But then I started listening to like live Rolling Stone albums, like Love You Live. Album like that. It's got easy lead guitar stuff. It's like Chuck Berry-esque, but then some blues type stuff. And I would just pick out the licks. I would pick out like Ron Wood licks and stuff like that. Just easy. Like once I could solo like that, then I was good enough to play in a garage band. Once I could play like Ron Wood, you know, I could play in a band. Soloing on top of chords. If you think about, you know, the Chuck Berry thing. You know, doing that thing where you're moving around. Doing that thing where you're moving around. In a way, that's the precursor to learning how to play over changes. You know, it's not jazz, but it's following the chord changes. And, you know, P-Funk says, Ronnie Wood says he still gets treated like the new guy in the band. Well, he's a youngin' compared to those guys, right? So, you know, that's, if I was going to tell somebody how to start playing or whatever, you know, I would suggest learning those chords, learning your cowboy chords, being able to strum your way through songs, and learning how to play good rhythm. That's Rock is saying that's right. And you know, and look, here's the thing: we had the benefit. I had the benefit of starting before I heard Van Halen. I had the benefit of starting before I heard Jimi Hendrix. So I was learning like early rock and roll, Chuck Berry and stuff like that, which was a basis for all the stuff that came afterwards, except for once Metallica entered the picture. And then it kind of all got away from, you know, early rock and roll. But even Van Halen played Chuck Berry licks, you know. So that's a long, detailed answer, and I hope that helps the original guy that Bob, I believe, asked that. Rhonda says, ever think of teaching? I have taught, and I will teach if somebody wants to do it, but it's not something like I pursued it. My approach to teaching is to listen to the person play, and then say, hey, you know, try this. Hey, this might help you if you do this. It's very much using what they know and just helping them. Hey, if you realize, if you know this, you also know this, you also know this, and all of a sudden you've got three octaves of the neck. Yeah, the Cradle Will Rock guitar solo and the solo to You Really Got Me starts off with Chuck Berry. So and dude, Panama starts off with the Chuck Berry lick too, doesn't it? It it does. Before he goes off into that part, it starts off with Chuck Berry. So Bo, glad to have you here. Uh, so yeah, man, that's really a huge part, man. In a way, our generation was lucky that we got that first generation rock and roll as a sort of a base to everything we do. All of Chuck's children are out there playing his licks. Absolutely, P Funk. Bo says Tim Henson calls them boomer bends. Yeah, I don't really care what Tim Henson has to say. He does his thing, man, and he's come up with a cool thing that he's figured out a way to catch people's ear, and it works for him. It works for him. So that's his deal. That's his deal. But man, we got 85 people in here. Pyro John was here, right? Is he still in here? Is Pyro John here? Tim Dude is a creeper. FMP. What freaks me out is the neck tattoo. I'm not a huge fan of that. Okay, awesome. Pyro John tomorrow, dude. I hope Pyro John can join us in the morning. I hope we wouldn't be waking him up too early. But yeah, that's that interview, dude. It's a two-parter. So the first part will be this Saturday. The second one will be next week, next Sunday. So it's 2 weeks of Pyro John, dude. Okay, Shane Shrimp has a question. Let's see if I can find it. Brad, I have my parents visiting from out of state. They loved Gary Lewis and they would like to hear about your time gigging with him. Ah, very cool. Man, I had an absolute blast playing with Gary Lewis, and it was a pretty easy gig. Although that material, by today's standards, dude, 60s Gary Lewis stuff is way more complex, not than Tim Henson or like modern metal, but compared to pop music. Okay, I'll show you an example. Count Me In, right? A pop song with a F sharp dominant flat 5. So that's the intro. Now I don't want to get a copyright strike, but Gary Lewis had a lot of hits, man, and he was a fun guy to work for, pretty easy going. He ran a fairly tight ship, but dude, once the shows were over, we the band we had a substitute drummer one time, and he came out with us. And he couldn't believe, how wild we were acting. He says, "You guys are like sailors on leave." And for me, I would be holed up at my house all week till showtime, and then we would get flown somewhere, and then all of a sudden you're getting picked up, sometimes in a limousine. You're going and playing these theaters. You're getting driven everywhere you want to go. Then the after party would be at the hotel lounge, and you'd invite people back, and you'd be having drinks, and you'd pass out in your clothes, and then get up the next morning and catch a flight either to the next city, because these were all fly dates. We would fly to all the shows, and man, I could remember I would have to travel with 2 guitars, so I would have a 2-guitar gig bag. And usually Gary would sometimes use my second guitar. And I had a pedal board that was like this big. and here's what I needed for that gig. And I know it sounds crazy, but I would need, I need a delay because I like delay. I would have a tuner. I'd have an overdrive pedal. I'd have a chorus, and the chorus would double as a chorus, and then I would have a chorus that for the fast setting would do the Leslie thing, because there were some parts where I had to simulate a Leslie part, and so I'd have this small pedal board, I'd have my gig clothes, and I'd jam those all in a backpack. I had this pedal board that was like that big. This is before the Tone X Pro and all that, but when we got to the venue, I'd always have two twin reverbs. So I would put my black jeans and my black dress shirt and a black t-shirt, and I would jam those in a backpack with a couple of pairs of underwear and my pedal board and all my cables, and then two guitars. So I'd be going through the airport with two guitars on my back and this backpack. And that's how we would roll to those gigs. I never had to bring amps. We would always fly to wherever we were playing, and I always had two Fender twin reverbs until later on when I started saying, hey, Gary, it's easier to get these hot rod DeVilles, and then I would be then I would be using the hot rod DeVilles, which would break up a little bit quicker. The twins, dude, a twin is not an easy amp because you can never get it to the volume where it's going to be kicking. The sound man will be telling you to turn it down. So She's Just My Style. What is the solo to that? Here's what I remember on Just My Style. Don't you know that you... I had to sing the bass part on that. Hi, Brad. Sarah here. I haven't been on your live for months. My husband was going through treatments and my mom passed at the same time. You're looking good. Thank you so much. Sarah, I'm so glad to hear from you. I have not heard from you in a long time, and I'm very, very sorry to hear about your mom. And that's very sad. But man, I'm so glad, because I wondered. Here's the thing. You know, when we've got so many friends on this channel and people that pop in, and look, her brother was the bass player for Ozzy Osbourne, so she is a great friend to this channel and been very supportive, and sorry to hear about your mom, and that's very tragic, and I'm sorry to hear about your husband. I hope he's doing better, and I appreciate you. And we'll send up everybody send up a heart for Sarah's mom and her husband, and that's a very sad thing. And here's the thing: we got so many cool people that he's cancer free. That's amazing. Sarah, see, there's a silver lining here, and I'm so glad to hear that. And like I said, we've got so many friends, and here's the thing: if there's somebody that we've gotten to know through this channel, and I don't hear from you for a while, just know that we think about you. And Sarah is one of those people that I was just thinking the other day. Man, I wonder what happened to Sarah, and I hope she's okay. And I'm just thankful to hear the good news about your husband, and we wish you the best. And with Ozzy passing and stuff, I immediately thought of Sarah, and I thought of her brother and the legacy of that. And it's a wild life, man. It's a wild life. We're lucky for every day above ground. Thank you so much, Sarah. And you know what? She's a great supporter of this channel from early on, because here's the thing. I did this story about her brother, and I didn't know her from Adam, and just to have her reach out and be thankful to keep his memory, going, and with Ozzy passing now and stuff, it's just wild, man. It's wild. But we're lucky. We're all lucky to be here. And that's really the moral of the story. Yes, that's been a long time, Eric. So here's the thing, man. Thank you, Sarah. It says you were so nice about him, and it touched my heart. Ah, man, that's it's stories like this that reason why I do all this. Being able to make a difference and memorialize somebody. Look, there's been so many people passing in the music business that I haven't even done a tribute in a while. But it's I know there's going to be one coming up soon, and I know I'll end up having to do one. There's some times where I just go, I have to cover this. And lately I've been trying to keep the channel kind of doing my own thing as opposed to being a news channel. I'm not really a news channel, but man, it's all relative to what we do. It's all relative to the music business, and it's why it's important that we do this. Earl, glad to have you here, brother. And the most important thing, you gotta hydrate, bro. When you talk, it's the same thing when you're singing. Bond says, I'm so grateful for everything I've been able to experience. And that's why everyone should make every note count. Make every note count. Make every moment count. Live with purpose. And do your best each day, man. That's all we can do, man. It's all we can do. And I'm on this mission to grow this channel. And look, man, I know I had people saying today that talking about the cars that me and my wife have and where we live, and that we're I'm duping people, that I'm wealthy and all this. Let me tell you something. There isn't any of this, including this pedal here, that I actually own. I'm paying for this. I'm paying for the car. We're paying for the house. None of it's owned. So everything could go belly up. Because of that pool, I had people saying, and look, I deleted the comment. It's negativity, and I don't need that. I have to keep going. I have to keep working, because look, dude, as it stands for November, I'm at making $1,400 for this month. And dude, y'all knew how many hours I put into this. And Kim, Argentina, thank you so much. Glad to be here. But here's the deal, man. I don't own this stuff, dude. I don't even own this Polar Go. I have to make the payments. So it's like people want to go, well, gotcha, but man, we're paying on that pool. We're paying on this house. I'm paying on that, on my car, and we're just swimming. We're just swimming to stay afloat. And it could all, dude, if YouTube pulls up, it could all be gone in a flash. And so the bank owns everything, dude. I mean, here's the thing. Maybe, and look, I posed this theory with my wife, but maybe if we scale down, MGB, thank you so much. Thank you, brother. I that helps out, dude. It helps out. Look, man, this is not, you're not getting rich doing this. But look, when I got Sarah on here, and and hearing her story, and knowing that my little post about her brother and playing in Ozzy, that it touched her heart. That's while I'm doing this. And it's just, it's like, if I don't hustle, Bob is saying, have you tried the Boss Katana? Dude, I got a Boss Katana right under my Synergy here. Uh, but, yeah, Mike is saying Brad is actually a billionaire. I've been trying to embezzle and grift off of him for almost 40 years now. All I got was my brother Dave's lousy old worn out Van Halen t-shirt. Dude, look, dude. Look, P-Funk, I've got enough people that know where I came from and what we've endured. And P-Funk's endured it too. P-Funk lived in the shock house. Look, the reality is, dude, on a musician's salary, I would have none of this. But I was able, through buying a dump in Nashville and riding the wave, I was able to make, a few bucks and get into a better house, using the market to do that. So we're shock house survivors, dude. Uh, P-Funk grifted a shirt. Look, man, it's not even worth talking about, but it's important for people to know. Look, dude. Yeah, P-Funk did steal. We stole some funk licks from me. Man, everything could be gone like that. We're all living in a very precarious situation, and here's the thing. What is New World saying? Dude, Brad, lesson learned. Never show the internet a pool unless you're also showing your tax returns. I mean, look, dude, I didn't want to get the pool, but my wife insisted on the pool, and she pulled together the money and the financing to get the pool. I basically had to tell her I don't have money for a pool. So dude, the pool video got a lot of views, and look, 95% of the views were positive, and so that's the moral of it. Johnny is dangerous. Thank you so much. Let's see what Johnny's got a question here. Let me see if I can do. You need a video of you wiring up the Boss amp and new Line 6 Stadium for live playing situation, effects loop, etc. in the back of the amp. Thanks. I think, dude, all you would have to do is run out of the effects, run into the effects return of the Boss Katana. I think that's a pretty easy thing to do. I think the more interesting option would be running the Synergy into this and getting the Synergy tones using the Line 6 effects. I think that would be the most interesting use of the thing. Now, the other thing that I think will be extremely interesting is getting this directly into the phone and being able to get the tone from that straight into the phone. I think that's like for a streaming rig. So that's the deal with that. Now, we've got 105 people in here, but we need more thumbs up. We need more. Chris Alexander says, get a FR amp. I highly agree. And if you were going to use this live, get two FRs, run it stereo, and it'll sound incredible. And you don't have to do all this rigmarole with the Boss Katana and all that. I don't recommend doing that. I mean, look, back in the day, I can remember, in the Bob Bradshaw rigs, of Bob Bradshaw like getting people to get 100-watt Marshall heads and then putting an effects loop in them and running like Soldano preamps into the effects thing of the Marshall and doing stuff like that. I mean, you can do all kinds of stuff like that. I didn't buy this to use live. I bought this to use in my studio. I bought this to do videos on it. But if I had to go direct on a gig, dude, I would just take this and that's it. I wouldn't take my pedal board or whatever. I would just program this, play the gig live, put this, they have backpacks for these things. roll in, plug in, give the sound guy 2 XLR outs, or maybe just one. Maybe he only has one, and that would be my rig. And you could get any tone you wanted out of this, and just have them pump you out in the monitors or in your in-ears. New World Wellness says Ace went from running laps to doing lifeguard duty. Justice for small dogs everywhere. Did you get it from Sweetwater or directly from Line 6? Chris, I bought this myself. I'll be making payments on it for the next 2 years. Can you run it direct through a cab? I don't really understand. This doesn't have power. So I wouldn't be able to plug this into a 412 cab. That's not probably the way. If it would be good for a home studio. John's Hideaway, this is made for a home studio, dude. It's you would need a power amp. Johnny is dangerous. Can you use the Synergy and bypass the Boss and use the speakers as just a cab? Some combo amps can be a cab. Here's how you would do that. That's a good question, Johnny. Now, let me show you something. I'm gonna do something here. I'm gonna pull up. Oh, this is heavy. This is an old Fender Vibrolux Silverface reverb. If you're going to say use the Synergy with this, what I would do back in the day is if this died on me on the gig, I would plug this 1/4 inch. See this? This is the speaker output. If you have a combo amp that has a speaker output, you can unplug that, right, and plug it into another head. So I could take this and plug this into the Synergy head, or get an extension, for this, and then use this as the speaker cab for the Synergy. So yes, that would be able to do that. But the Boss, I believe, does not have a speaker jack that you can unplug from the thing. Some amps do and some amps don't. If I'm going to use a combo amp, a tube combo amp on a gig, I'm going to damn sure have a backup. And so I want the combo amp to have this, to have a speaker jack. See that 1/4 inch speaker jack that I can unplug and plug into the other head. So let me put this brutally heavy combo amp back where it belongs. And then I saw another question popped up. So let's see if I can get back to that. Miami Christine, this is a cool gear discussion. Thank you so much, Miami Christine. That's amazing. And Miami Christine is a great follower of this channel. So look, I'll tell you, this is probably the most valuable thing I could tell you as far as rigs. I generally only buy a combo amp that has a speaker jack that I can unplug. Because look, dude, you can buy a little backup transistor thing like about that big, and with your tube amp croaks, you just got to get through the gig. If you're playing a gig, you got to have a backup. So having that, I can always use the speakers on that. Yeah, Dr. Z's have disconnect. You can run your Soldano 412 with the Stangray. Yeah, you can do all kinds of things like that. That's if like the Quilter, I bought the Quilter Aviator Mach 3 because it had a speaker jack on it that I could unplug. So what happened to the 212 that guy was giving you from the music store? I don't know about that. Can you still carry a 412 in each arm? Bob, I'm not sure I can. I just picked up that. And look, the 412 in each arm. That's the old 20-year-old 2 beers, 4 beers after the gig, pumped up energy. I doubt I could do that now. I would probably injure myself. PV Classic has a plug-in speaker jack in the combo. Boom. So, look, any combo amp that has that speaker jack, that's a good amp to have because you can always use the speaker and you can always carry some kind of little backup head. So if something goes sideways on a gig, you can always finish the gig. Captain Fugel says about the pool, at least your wife doesn't foster cats in your music studio. Captain Flugel, I believe, is Michael Fair. And y'all, he's been on the channel before. And his wife fosters cats in his music studio. So they get these feral cats. And the feral cats have taken over his studio. So Michael, I can only imagine that your studio might have a slight scent of cat odorific. Photo Spear, thank you. Photo Sphere says, great channel and awesome content, Bad Brad. Thank you so much. Dude, give Ace a tiny treadmill or something. The man's training. Nice to have the... Well, here's what, everybody's feeling bad for Ace, but here is the plus side. We started me and Mia will take Ace for walks, and he loves it. He loves it. He just goes out and we'll walk like 1.5 miles or whatever. So we're not able to do that every day because, dude, frankly, like today, dude, I was literally editing all day and shooting and editing as fast as I could that HX, the Helix video today. Literally everything is one take. The first jam, the first jam was kind of inspired by Neil Sean. And then the outro jam, those were all one take. And all of the playing clips, Erickson is saying, do you have a front yard? Not really. Not really. And we have, our backyard is like a path the gators can get to their pond. I mean, it's not, but we've got a lot of area that we can walk here. Cats will ruin the front of amps. Well, look, here's the deal, dude. Ace will ruin anything. Ace has lifted his leg on some of my guitar cases, dude. He has lifted his leg on, he's lifted his leg on my mic stands. He's pretty much ruined the carpet in here. Thank you, Rock. Yeah, he has lifted his leg. I think it was one of my Gibson cases, dude. He lifted his leg and literally peed on it. So now Ace is not, whenever he comes in my room, I throw him out. He has literally, and I love the dog to death, and I baby him when he sits in my lap, but when he comes in my room, he is persona non grata. Cats probably love amps. Thankfully, look, dude, I've only got the Synergy, the Vendor Vibrolux, and the Dr. Z. Those are the only tube amps I have. I also have a little miniature quilter that would be perfect for a...
Hey, everyone.
Oh, look what we got.
Look, I'm wearing a turkey.
We got a turkey in the house. Here's the turkey. She made this hat
at school.
For school, and she wore it the whole day. We went to Dave's Hot Chicken for lunch.
Do you like it?
And she wore this hat the whole time, and she was mowing down on some hot chicken.
Can you sing the turkey song?
Can you sing the turkey song?
Put your right way.
No, the turkey song. I'm gonna
eat on Thanksgiving Day. I'm gonna eat on Thanksgiving Day. Turkey with stuffing and cranberries. I'm gonna eat on Thanksgiving Day. When I'm done, my belly's so full down. But before you can count to 1, 2, 3, I'm up for the pumpkin pie.
Yeah, good job.
Good job.
Thank you, Mia.
How do you like that?
All right, you want a cough drop, Mia?
No, thank you. I had enough cough drops.
Okay, she's had enough cough drops. It's a cough drop party, dude. Raging on the cough
Ace
drop.
is waiting for his turn.
Ace can. I just told them Ace lifted his leg on one of my Gibson cases.
Oh no.
He has. He has. Fortunately, I caught it and I cleaned it off. I don't think it left any major things, but yeah. Now Ace is barking. Ace wants to be part of the show. Thank you, Happy Risk. Thank you. I think that's Leanne, right? Thank you. Thank you, Johnny. Johnny is dangerous. Exit stage left, Ace. Now Ace wants to come here. Hey, that hat looks great. Steel wire stairs. Coffin till you drop, dude. Bring on the Ace. Oh, dude. Eric says my dog peed on my King of Tone. Dude, that's King of Tones, dude. I'm on the wait list for a King of Tone. I think maybe when I'm 65, I'll get a King of Tone pedal. I just cannot understand. Oh, Leanne. Everybody's names changed back to their original names on here. Here's the deal, man. Dude, why can't Analog Man just up the production or get somebody else to produce the pedal, and you get a king? Everybody can get their King of Tone. I don't really fully understand that. I don't understand why the guy that owns the Klon pedal name and the brand and all that doesn't just get a company to build them for him. Everybody else is making Klons. Why wouldn't you have somebody do it and make the money, and you could retire? Imagine if you owned the Klon copyright, or you own the King of Tone. You could retire on those pedals being made. Yeah. I don't get it, man. But, hey, everybody's got their thing, right? I've been having so much fun tonight that I didn't even realize we're in overtime. But you know what? We're rocking and rolling. Why not? Gavin says his first amp was a Gorilla amp. Dude, we had a Gorilla amp at Brothers Collateral Pawn when me and P-Funk worked there. And the old man the grandfather of the family used to call me Gorilla. And they had that Gorilla amp there. I don't think I ever plugged that thing in. We had an old Magnatone. There was a big old Magnatone that was like the house amp. So the original Timmy pedal got lost to mass production junk. Here's the thing. It's like they sold to MXR, or they have an MXR make those little ones. But it's not the same as the large one. So, can you also play drums? Lord today, I used to play a little bit of drums when I was a kid, but not good enough to play in a band. But I used to enjoy it. Alex, good evening. You listen to vinyl? Alex, I grew up listening to vinyl, but I don't listen to it anymore. P-Funk nailed it. Dude, every amp Brad ever owned is a Gorilla amp. Absolutely. Absolutely. Dude, I don't know what it is, but every Marshall amp that I've owned recently, let's say the last 10 or 15 years, every time I would buy a Marshall amp, it would last 1 gig. I don't know, maybe my tone would fry the amp or whatever. I had a Silver Jubilee, one of the newer ones, the 2550 ones. And it sounded killer. I took it on this gig. And here's a question. Kyle asked, do you teach guitar via Zoom, Skype at all? Yes, Kyle. You can go to my channel page, go to the description. My email's in there. Send me an email. I'd be happy to give you a Zoom lesson. Marshalls just refuse to play funk. Dude, I can play funk on a Marshall. Easy. You just dial in that Marshall clean tone. It's nice and squishy. Yeah. But the newer that Silver Jubilee I had, the 2550, was a little combo. I took it to this gig. Dude, it sounded incredible. I played the gig, and then I got home the next day. The next time I fired it up before a gig to test it, it was toast. One gig. I had another one of those DSL 40Cs, the import ones. I took it on a blues gig, playing blues. Mostly used the clean channel and some pedals. One gig, toast. I don't know what it is, dude. You know, but don't you give lessons for the highest channel membership? Erickson, that is true as well. With highest channel membership, there is a 15 minutes a month or 20 minutes a month, and I'm be flexible, dude. There's only a couple guys at the highest level of membership. I haven't really. I guess I could put together a whole lesson plan and make that available for them, but I'd be more than happy to anybody that signs up at the highest level of the thing. Sign up at the highest level of membership, and I'll give you a lesson. So that's another option as well. And all you have to do is email me, and boom, you can hit me up for lessons. So I'd be more than happy to do it. I don't do it a ton. I've got too much going on doing this stuff. Yes, the Jubilee amps. Well, here's the thing, man. And the Jubilee amp that P-Funk had, Johnny is dangerous. Oh my God, dude. You have the new Line 6, a sweatband on, grab an axe jam for us. We know you want to play. Johnny is dangerous. You got it, brother. You got it. That's quite a tip. And I can hear Ace going in the distance. Let's see. Let's see what we got on here. Let me see. Let's see what we got. There is an ambient setting that's really friggin' cool. Oh, this. Let's see. Session Voxy. Where is it? Oh, Pink Dream. This is. Let's see this. There's some spacey stuff. This is a preset called Pink Dream. Oh, this is a good plexi one. Man, that sounds killer, dude. That one's called Cineplexy. Here's Deluxe Gig. So that's a good Scott, what's up, dude? I get it, but I just got $100 tip. So y'all can deal with it. There's my wife comes in and goes, shh, shh.
Well, tell them she's got a cold.
It's $100 tip, dude.
Okay, then play it like it's $100 guitar.
Play it like
$1,000 guitar.
This probably is $1,000 guitar.
$100,000.
Check out this one, Space Cadet. Here's Space Cadet. one's called Space Cadet. All right, let's see what else we got. It's hard, you know, it's just got like, so each one of these has like tons of different sounds in it. There was one, and I did my own user presets. Oh, I did this super dude. Let's see this. I did a super like. This is the second position, so it's the single coil and the bridge. So this is a super reverb, and this is a really good super reverb tone. Let's see. I've got, here's a boosted super. Thank you, Johnny. Thank you so much, brother. Tasty Lee. So I'm still working with this one. So let's go back. Let's go to this. This is my Plexi. Mommy Christine, this is an old guitar that a guy made for me. The brand is San Dimas, and it says Bad O Caster on there. This is one of my old Rode guitars, but this thing has the neck on this is like the PRS thin, the thin PRS like that's on the Custom 24, or is that called a standard thin or something like that? And dude, it's like the perfect neck for me because I can do all the... I can do all those... That's a cute, this is my patch. This is Bad's Plexi. I'm gonna have to figure out how to upload these patches, and yeah, you don't want them all chunky. And something about, for this one, for me, it's about the width. This has a smaller width, and the smaller width allows me to get some of those Holdsworth. So yeah, for this, like the perfect, for me, the perfect size neck I found is the EV8 scale. It kind of is. I gotta work on that, and it's hard to play legato with the guitar at this angle and having to hold it up with your hands. Chunky necks are cool for certain things. Like I've got guitars with chunky necks, and it's good for that vintage like thing. But if I need to do shreddy stuff, these smaller necks that make my hands look a lot bigger, I can get a bigger spread with this. So for that modern stuff, this is a good... I don't know what's going on with the remove messages. Tomorrow morning, Chris Alexander, it's Pyro John, dude, part 1. That's going to be 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you, Creative. So, as I was saying about, dude, I used to play a lot of R&B gigs, and you know, your rhythm guitar's got to be going the whole time, you know. And let's say you're playing, and it's super tight, and but you're hearing your flat, your E string is flat on top. You go here. Tune it, just do a quick little and then back to position. But if the tuners are up here, you've got to completely move your hand up here, and you're definitely going to miss that next part. So having all the tuners here, dude, I can tune it this way, you know, sharp, tune it back up, because usually, especially after a solo or something like that, your high E goes flat or whatever. Your hand can just go right here and then go back into playing position. Quick tune, as opposed to having to go like this. You're gonna miss something. So that, and having the extra length on your low E string gives that snap. If you ever heard Stevie Ray Vaughan, he'll come out and go, Johnny, thank you so much. Let's funk the hell out, dude. You're good. My wife's gonna go nuts, but you know what? We're gonna do it. Let me see if I can. Let me kill this. Reverb. Let's go to. There we go. Kill the delay. Yeah, kill the delay. Can I play the Disco Inferno riff? Well, here's the deal, Mad Max. I probably can, but but I don't play any riffs on this channel because I don't want to get a copyright strike. So thank you, Johnny. Thank you so much, man. What is the disco? What key is Disco Inferno in? Does anybody know? Boom, baby, boom. Boom, baby, boom. Baby, boom. Disco Inferno, boom, baby, boom. I'm trying to remember what the guitar riff is. This is overtime, Peyton. Yeah, we're in deep overtime because Johnny's been blowing up the channel, and man, thank you so much, Johnny. That's amazing. Having the low E on the far tuner causes more stress on the neck. I don't think so. I don't think so. Look, if it's a well-made neck, it's not gonna Funky Town. Yeah, well, Funky Town's just right. It's just one chord. You know, so many of those riffs, you know. F minor. I thought Disco Inferno was in D. Burn, baby, burn. Disco Inferno. Burn. I think this. Watch, I'm probably going to copyright strike. What about break angle on your strings, Brad? There's not really any problem on that. I mean, oh, Chris is saying, baby, burn, just go and burn. I don't know. Maybe it is. You know what? Disco Inferno is one we didn't play. I'll tell you the songs we would always play. We always played Brick House. We always played Play That Funky Music. We always played Superstition. We always played, a lot of times we played Bad Girls by Donna Summer. What else did we always play? A ton of those, just the standards. What is the guitar player for High Jivers, Rockabilly Band? I don't know that guy personally. Brick House is the one that would, dude. And what we used to do, because the Wooten Brothers did it on Brick House, because the song is basically one chord, we would always go to the 4 chord for solos. So the song, right? So play Disco by Van Halen. C minor. So C minor, I hit B instead of C. C minor, okay. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Who made Disco Inferno? Disco Inferno, was that the OJs or something like that? I don't know. We never really played that one. You know, it got to a point, dude. Word Up was another one I used to play all the time. Right? That was another one we used to. The Tramps. That's it. The Tramp. So that's the equivalent of like a one-hit wonder. Push Comes to Shove. Yeah, that's an epic. And I cannot play Push Comes to Shove. That's a heck of a guitar solo, dude. That'd be one I have to spend some time learning that. We got 96 people in here. I'm gonna celebrate with you guys by having a little caffeinated beverage. Tramps, dude. We used to play early in the morning. Johnny, I don't know. I'm a metal dude. Johnny, thank you so much, brother. That's amazing. Let me hit the heart. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Chris, thank you so much, brother. Miami, thank you so much. Man, I've got to do more walk and talks. Maybe when I'm in Nashville, I can do a walk and talk. I've got to do more of those, but I could see you in a jam band or a funk band like Lettuce or Pigeons playing ping pong. Dude, we used to play some Lettuce tunes. I can't remember the tunes, but we used to play some Lettuce stuff with the BB King All-Stars in Nashville. I used to always, funk bands this is how I paid my bills for years. So, off to practice, I mean, your regular morning walks. Yes, Miami Christine, I need to film more of those. Haven't had a chance to do it lately. Johnny Be Good for real. Johnny is Dangerous is the man. Thank you so much, Johnny is Dangerous. Johnny is Dangerous is brought us in. We've been going for 90 minutes, which is, I probably have to shut it down pretty soon. But man, probably gonna have to shut it down because it is bedtime. And this has been an absolutely epic, thing they're doing tonight. Johnny is Dangerous. Thank you so much for being a huge contributor to this channel tonight. Thank everybody for being here. Thank you, Sarah, for showing up. Thank you to Pyro John. I'm going to sign out because our moderators, they've been working their butts off as well tonight. Thank you, everybody, for being awesome. I will see you tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we will see the interview with Pyro John, and maybe Pyro John will be there tomorrow morning. So thank you, everybody. Thank you to the Helix Stadium. If you want to get a Helix Stadium, hit the link in description. Thank you, everybody. This has been an absolutely epic, totally epic Backstage with Bad Brad. See you guys all tomorrow. Thank you, everyone. You guys have been absolutely friggin' amazing. Yes, indeed. Thank you, and good night. Later, dude.